Hey everyone, it is Denise Salcedo with the Sportster, and I am very excited because today, as you can tell, I got none other than the Raw Women's Champion, Nikki A.S.H. Nikki, oh my God, I feel like, we just talked prior to Money in the Bank, but yet so much has happened to you since. So I kind of want to, kind of take off where we left off last time. And I mean, look at you now. You got the Raw Women's title right behind you. What are your emotions right now?
I am so beyond delighted. I'm on cloud nine. I'm honestly, I'm over the moon. I'm like, and it's been like a few weeks, and it's not really, it's still kind of like, okay, it feels like a dream. So please don't wake me up. Like it's been a whirlwind and I'm so happy.
It's been very exciting. So let's kind of take off. Again, like I mentioned, we just last spoke before Money in the Bank. And, at Money in the Bank, you won the briefcase. Kind of describe to us what that moment was like, reaching up, getting that briefcase, and just getting to, enjoy that moment.
Being able to, I ran up the ramp and scurried up the ladder, and I remember sitting on top of the ladder and I'm just looking out to the fans, my first time in front of fans, and it was just looked at the contract, looked at the Money in the Bank briefcase, and just started like happy crying, because it was just you think of the memories and your emotions are all flooding, and you're just like, oh my goodness, and you're taking it all in, because I feel like I've had big moments in my career where I've not taken the time to sit and really take it all in. So I'm really glad that in Money in the Bank, I was able just to sit on top of the ladder and just kind of look around and be like, oh, wow. So that was just, it didn't feel real. And even the next night with the Raw Women's Championship, the cash-in, it doesn't feel, it feels so surreal. Like,
I could only imagine. I was, obviously watching it when it happened, and even just the photos afterwards, just everything that was coming about of it. I was just like, I wonder what's going through her mind. Like, how is she feeling right now in this moment, and etc. So let's continue with Money in the Bank, though, because that was a pretty exciting match, and obviously all of the women in that match. Again, we mentioned that you're no stranger to the Money in the Bank match, but was there any challenges, if any, during this match, or anything that you felt went differently than expected, or anything like that?
So Money in the Bank, you're always taking risks. Like, I mean, what we do as athletes and what we do as WWE superstars, like it's high impact, and it's live action, it's exciting. But with something like a ladder match, there's even more. It's really high risk. So you have before I compete, I always have butterflies, pardon the pun. But before Money in the Bank, there's just that elevated sense of, whoa, like you could be flying from a 12-foot ladder, 20-foot ladder, so it's you go in and you're like, okay, all right, okay. And for me, like, I think that the competitors in that match, like, I think we've continued to raise the bar every year and give memorable moments and tell compelling stories. And the 8 women in that match, like, we really strive to steal the show, and we just want to give it our absolute all. And I'm so proud of myself and the whole division and the women in that match, because we just want to tell compelling stories and give our absolute all. And I think that speaks volumes about the women in that match. And I'm really proud of what we did and what we achieved. And there was some big bumps in that match. Me, myself, I got slammed onto a ladder and then took the split on the ladder. And it was, whoa, and it's just, there's no way to train for that. And that shows you the heart and the passion and the desire of our superstars, that we're willing to put our bodies through that for the WWE universe.
100%, 100%. And I'm sure, having the people there obviously made it more worth it, because you're like, yes, like, we're back with an audience, etc. But let's now talk about the next night, because the next night was very exciting. We had you coming in, cashing in your Money in the Bank briefcase, and defeating Charlotte Flair for that Raw Women's Championship. I kind of want to know, What was your reaction when you found out that this was the direction that that you were being headed in with winning the Raw Women's Championship?
It didn't feel real, like, and it still feels very, like, it feels really surreal. But see, at the same time, like, it's kind of like two things. Like, at one point it doesn't feel real and it feels like a dream, and you're like, am I hearing this right? Is this a joke? Like, is this a, are they playing a prank? But then then the other part is kind of like, yeah, okay, let's go. I'm ready. Like, I'm ready for this. So it was kind of like, it was the two emotions of like, wow, this is surreal. And then there's the other side of, no, I'm ready for this. Like, this is what I've worked towards for 13 years. So there was also that element of like, yes, like, let's go. Like, because this is what I've worked towards for 13 years. And like, it's incredible. And I'm so honored to represent the company. And I'm ready for the responsibility. And it just, the trust that the company showed in me it's a huge privilege, and I'm not going to let anyone down. So I'm excited and ready, and it still trying to process it as well.
I love that you mentioned the responsibilities, because there is different responsibilities, from being, just, somebody on the roster to being a star on the roster to being the champion on the roster. There's obviously so much more that comes with that. So I know obviously you just had the belt now for a couple of weeks, but what have you noticed in terms of the major differences now that you're holding the belt?
You have to take it so serious. You have to take it really seriously, because not just as a champion, but because of this Nikki A.S.H character, because of who I'm representing, who I am on the WWE, the Monday Night Raw. There's a big responsibility, not just to represent the company, but to the younger fans, because I'm a role model, as almost a superhero. My job is, I want the Nikki A.S.H to connect with the fans, and especially towards the younger audience. And I see little girls with their Nikki A.S.H, their Nikki A.S.H signs, their drawings, the fan art, seeing the cosplay people dressing up, and it's like that. I've got a massive responsibility to them that I need to take seriously, and it's not something you can take lightly, and you shouldn't take lightly, because you've got people counting on you, and people relying on you, and people looking up to you. And I think that that's something you take seriously, and that's been the biggest thing for me, is like, yeah, like, and I already knew that, so it wasn't like a surprise, but it's feeling that, okay, like, this is who's looking up to me, and you just kind of cherish that, and you have to really treasure that and look after it, like, look after that responsibility. Because
it's a responsibility. There is a power that comes with, being given this spotlight to, influence younger people and all of that. But, I see you coming out and, you're high-fiving all the kids, and that's very exciting. So it's very cute just to kind of see how the character is developing now, even with the inclusion of the live audience. But Nikki, I do want to ask you about something that somebody posted that very well on Twitter. And when I saw this, I was like, this is just the sweetest thing ever. And I'm going to bring it up right now. And your husband, he tweeted, "It wasn't working, but you didn't cry, didn't get salty online, didn't hate on your peers' success. Instead, you worked crazy hard in the gym and you worked crazy hard in the ring. You went above and beyond to get this pitch right, and you nailed it. You finished this day a WWE champion." Nikki, when I saw this, I just thought, oh my God, this is the sweetest thing ever. And obviously, he knows you better than anybody does. So how did you feel, kind of seeing this and just like even kind of hearing it back right now? Because only you yourself really know everything that you did to get up into this point.
Oh man. Even just reading that back was like, oh my goodness. I saw the tweet. I was on the road, and I saw the tweet, and I was just like, it just made me like so proud, like so proud and so happy, and like, I'm so proud to be his wife. I'm so proud that that's my husband, and he's just been, from day one, we've been together, we've been with each other for 13 years, and he's been there every step of the way. And what we do as WWE superstars is it's it's important to have a good support system, and I'm so lucky and grateful for I have this amazing family who support me. I've got an amazing group of friends, and I've got this wonderful husband who's just always supported me, always helped me, always just been there to, like, if I have an idea, just listen to my idea, and he for those 6 months where we came up with the character, he was there throughout it all. I was like, what do you think if I do this? What do you think if I do this? What do you think if I do this? Okay, what do you think of these colors? Okay, I'm going to go with these colors. Okay, what do you think of this? Or he would he would be like, okay, do you remember this superhero movie? Okay, remember this movie? Remember this TV show? Remember this scene in this TV show? That could be something that could inspire, this or this or this or this. So it's like, he was right there with me that entire thing. So it was like, this is my success is as much as it is my success, it's also his success. And even reading that back now, it's just like, wow. And it's sorry, I've lost my train of thought.
No, it's okay. It's okay. No, it's just it's a beautiful thing to, have somebody that kind of knows what you went through to get up into this point. And so now you get to, like, cherish it and, grow as a champion and all of that. So Nikki, I do want to touch on the fact that, obviously we're heading into SummerSlam where you're in this big matchup with Rhea Ripley, Charlotte Flair, triple threat match for your title right there. And it's the biggest show that, WWE has had since WrestleMania, given COVID and all of the whole situation. So kind of going into this big stage on this big important match, or your belt is on the line. How do you feel about that? And what are the emotions coming in, heading into this big weekend and really less than 2 weeks?
Oh my goodness, it's so exciting because this is my, I was on the SummerSlam kickoff show 2 years ago with Alexa against the Iconics for the Women's Tag Team Championships. So this is my first time on it's not only is it it's such a big match, and it's going to be in, Las Vegas, and it's going to be a massive crowd, and it's like, there's butterflies, there's excitement, it's just this this feeling of just, I just want to get out there. I just want to be there already in Las Vegas and, like, feel that energy, because it's going to be insane. And I can't wait for the WWE fans to see SummerSlam and to see this big match where, this is two formidable competitors, Rhea Ripley, Charlotte Flair, and then you've got Nikki A.S.H, who I'm the champion, but I'm still kind of the underdog going into this because I'm the smaller competitor. And these two women, Rhea, won the Raw Women's Championship from Asuka at WrestleMania, and had this for months and months. So for me, it's like, I just want to be there. I'm like, let's go. I'm ready. Let's go. Like, I'm just, but I just want to enjoy it too. Like I did with Money in the Bank and Raw. I just want to make sure that during my entrance at SummerSlam, I just want to make sure I take the time to, like, really all take it in, because sometimes when the adrenaline's going through you and you see the fans and you can't wait to see them and high five them and see the little girls in the audience, and you've got a million things going through your head, and I just want to make sure I take at least just 20 seconds just to take it all in. And that's, if I get to do that, I will be very happy.
That's going to be awesome. I can't even imagine it. There's going to be just a sea of people there, which is going to be very exciting. So Nikki, I do want to ask you though, what do you think fans can expect from your match, from you, from the entire show, from the weekend, just in general? What do you think fans can expect?
It is the biggest party of the summer. So I think SummerSlam, this is one of our biggest events of the year. So I think from the match itself, it's going to be intense. It's going to, because we've seen the matches that Charlotte and Rhea Ripley have had. Now you're going to see me added into the mix and the little surprises that I'm going to bring. And you've also had the two women underestimate me in the past. So you're already going into this with, like, a really rich story. And then we saw that Monday, no holds barred match, and the intensity and the brutality of that match, pardon the pun with brutality, Rhea Ripley. Also, I think you're going to see a brutal match. You're going to see an exciting match. And all three of us, we want to steal the show. We want to have, such an amazing match. And then you've got John Cena, Roman Reigns. And I'm like, as a fan, I can't wait to see this match. Like, I'm like, oh my, like, this is a huge match, and it's like, And that's only 2 matches I've named, you know, because we still got the women's match too. So there's just I can't even, like, I'm at loss for words. And I think, you know, the SummerSlam is going to be an amazing pay-per-view, and I really am excited for our fans to tune in, and they're going to get one hell of a show. They're going to get a hell of a show.
I hope you guys all enjoyed that interview with myself and Nikki A.S.H. Before you go, I do want to remind you guys all to make sure to check out SummerSlam, airing on Saturday, August 21st on the Peacock app in the United States and everywhere else on the WWE Network. Until next time, I'm Denise Salcedo, and make sure to check out the Sportster.com for all of the latest in pro wrestling news.